Thank you. So I thought I'd take a. I know I've only played one song, but I thought I'd take a quick break, and I tell you a story that someone I just met told me this story about an accordion player and a banjo player, and they strangely enough got a gig, and the gig was for a New Year's gig. So they went to this gig. They did a great job. Everyone loved it, and the guy who hired him thought it was wonderful. And he said, "You know what? You were so great. I'd love to have you back next year." So the accordion player is like, "Well, can we leave our stuff?" All right. I'll play a Scandinavian song. This is called Halsa dem Darhima, and it's I bet people know this too. This is Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish, and this song is about a guy coming over from the old country, from Norway or Sweden, and he's telling this bird in the sky. He's saying, this is back in the day on an old sailing ship. Tell my family back home that I love them, but I'll never see them again. So this is a lot of the old Scandinavians love this song, and I used to be a member of the Swedish group, and Halsa dem Darhima. You know this one? Excellent. All right. It's your night, man. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. I'll play a couple German songs here. Du liegst meinen Herzen. Know that? No. you. Thank you. I thought I'd tell you another accordion-related story. So this accordion player I know, he had a long day of gigs, and afterwards he went to the bar, and he hung out and just was relaxing with the bartender, talking and just hanging out, and then he remembered it's like, oh my God, I left my accordion in the car and I forgot to lock the door, and he ran out, and there were 2 accordions in the car. That's an accordion joke. Thank you. Okay. So we should do I guess there's 2 birthdays tonight. Chris and Terry. So let's all get together and sing happy birthday. We can do it. Let's clear out your pipes. Get them working. Happy birthday to Do I still have time to play, or are you starting? Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. I'll keep playing. Sure, I'll play some more. Great. Let's see. I'll play one y'all know. And if you want to sing along, you're always welcome. That song was called My Hat. It has three corners, and if it didn't have three corners, then it wouldn't be my hat. You know that song? Yeah, it's a cute song. Okay, here's another one. Here's one. Okay, I thought of a good one. Another Italian one. Thanks. That was short. Here's a cute one. 5 foot 2 eyes of blue. Anyone know that one? I bet you do. Thank you. I'll play. I bet people want some polkas, right? Okay, and we need polka dancers. Now is your time to shine. Thank you. Thanks for the people who danced. Okay. Here's a nice waltz. Anyone wants to dance a nice waltz? Here it is. It's called Lieberstrom by Liszt. Thank you. All right. How much time it is? We got it. Oh, it's 10. All right. I probably could play one more. How about I'll play some Mexican songs for fun. Okay. This next one is called La Golondrina. Means the swallow. It's a very pretty song. It actually is played a lot at funerals. I hate to bring that up, but anyway, it's a very pretty song anyway. Thanks a lot. Thank you. I'll play another polka. This is a Norwegian polka. Norwegians made polkas too, believe it or not. Okay, thank you. Should I keep going? Two more? Okay, I'll play a couple more songs. I'll play a classical song for you for yes. Okay, David says yes. Okay. All right. Dave for David. All right. Melody in F by Rubinstein. Sounds very snooty, doesn't it? Thanks. All right. Okay, one more. So that was by Nino Rota, which no one knows that. From The Godfather, of course. So I'll play another one by Nino Rota. This is from a movie called 8½, a Fellini film, which I used to go to college in Duluth, and I watched 8½, probably 100 times. So great film. Thanks very much, everyone.
All right, Dan Turpening, accordionist-around-town. And again, Dan's got a gig this Sunday night at the Black Forest at the dinner hour, which might be 5 o'clock. We're not sure. If you show up at 5 and Dan's not there yet, just tell them that you're the accordionist, and if they treat you badly, that is to be expected, I guess, right? Yeah. Sorry. Our first poet of the night has a chapbook hot off the presses. Irene Alderson thinks that writing a good poem is at least as hard as making a good potato salad. She didn't bring any potato salad tonight, but she does have a brand new chapbook. She's going to tell you all about it. Irene Alderson.
Good evening. As Chris said, I do have a new chapbook. It's called Mineral, Vegetable, Animal. And I even have some on hand. They're yours for just $10. And you can use Venmo also. The first poem I'm going to read is from the mineral section. And I wrote this poem. It was based on an experience I had delivering Meals on Wheels. I came to this gentleman's home, and he wanted me to come in and look at his collection of teacups and saucers. So I did. And this is the poem I wrote. Treasured. The dining room is his museum. On display, bone china, cups and saucers with paradisiacal floral designs. They hearken to an era of afternoon tea. Coffee is the post-dinner courtesy. These prized pieces are unstained by brew or lipstick print, free from scratches. His wife collected them until she died. And now at a brittle 92, he feels like a relic too. He doesn't know who will care for his gems after he is gone. His daughter has no room for them. Fate may land them in boxes, and in time, thrift store bins. At every season's turn, the man takes them down and dusts them. His slender fingers brush furnace metamorphosized bones, glazes fired to celestial beauty. It's at these moments he thinks of death, sitting at the table with him, and how fire will transform his old bones to the shining being his wife saw when she looked into his eyes. The next two poems, they're short poems, and they are from the vegetable section. And the first one is called Crabgrass. You sprawl over my lawn, gloating. Your roots are anchors of steel. I poke the earth, feeling for space between you and your sisters, a foothold for my weeder. Defiant, you challenge me to a game of Red Rover and lock each hold as I come charging in. I stage a comeback. The pail slowly fills. My score edges higher, but I fear that you'll deploy your ultimate counter-offensive seeds. And the next one is called, thank you, Endure. See the whitlow grass that sprouts from dust in the sidewalk crack. Prize its cement prison half a hair's breadth to find light. Flowers during drought, springs back when stepped on. It's a weed after all, common as dirt, with a destiny as far from the stars as you can imagine. Still, it hangs on. Tiny roots dig like fingernails into life's thick body. And finally, a poem from Animal. This poem makes me think of a few weeks back. My husband Dave and I went to the University of Minnesota Arboretum, and they had these special nights where you could view fireflies. Of course, you know that in the city, in the Twin Cities, you can hardly ever find them or see them, but we saw them there. And this poem is about these insects. Sparks. Fireflies, wayward children of the stars, your dialogue of light is ever evolving. Your constellations are uncharted. We cannot navigate by your paths. Those who follow you through the swaying grass walk in circles. As night deepens, you vanish like stars that fade with dawn, but return when the sun pulls beyond the horizon. Fireflies, you are the sparks of dreams. Like a child who reaches to the sky, I long to hold you in my fingertips and gaze at your ephemeral light until you set my mind on fire. Thank you.
All right, that was Irene Alderson. She's got her. Does Irene have copies of her chapbook to sell? Oh, yes, Irene does. Right over there if you want one. All right. I'm going to read one in between here. This is one I'd like to dedicate. Hey, Andrea. I'd like to dedicate this one to my fellow rookies who took on something hard and they stayed with it. This is for Joe and Rachel, for Nick, and for John. This one's called The Old Rookie Learns to Box at 55. The coach said, throw our punches at maybe 10%, but this guy I'm sparring with is swinging like we're getting paid. I'm a terrible judge of many things. So at first, I think maybe he's 6'3". It turns out he's 6'5", a 6'5" giant Slovenian caveman with hairy arms so long he could punch me while I was still sitting at home. The coach keeps telling us to tone it down, and I've been punched in the face a lot, even for a Wisconsin kid, even for a bouncer. Hell, I've been punched in the face a lot for a poet. But this guy hits like an apocalypse. And there's the bell already calling me for the next round. Oh, well, I think as I come out of my corner, apocalypse isn't the end of the world. All right. Next up, we have our next performer generally sings lead tenor in a barbershop quartet called the Cluster Ducks. He is barred from the city limits of Close Inspection, Indiana by general consensus. Please welcome to the stage Dave Alderson.
In Chris's defense, he asked us ahead of time if we wanted him to say anything in particular to introduce us, and that if we failed to respond, then he was not going to be responsible for the results. What? Gotta love that accordion music from Mr. Dan Turpening. Come on, one more time for Dan. Geez. He lit it up. He's done this for us before, and we sure appreciate him. I had the pleasure of working with Dan at the West Bank School of Music back in the day when there was a West Bank School of Music. And he got me thinking about accordion jokes. So, in the spirit of that, we'll say, what's the difference between an accordion and an onion? Nobody cries when you cut up an accordion. Just saying. Just saying. And then, we want to thank 331 Club for hosting us. We just passed our 3-year marker in July. 3 years of supporting poetry and music, a unique, Basso poetry is, I think, unique in that regard. So we sure appreciate Jason and Sarah and Sam and 331 Club. So take care of everybody here in the house. Treat them like the royalty they are for us. And then I also wanted just to do a quick shout out to our founding member, Mr. Kevin Brixius, who's present every time Basso Poetry takes the stage. So I'm just going to read a little, by way of introduction, a little bit called Meditation on a Tape Dispenser. And here it goes something like this. Oh, tape dispenser, there you are on the table. It is Scotch tape in the dispenser. It is not clear tape, it is opaque. Nebulous, vague, transmogrified, antediluvian, shower curtain-ish. You hold the tape there on the table, waiting to be dispensed. Pull out the tape if you dare. It sticks to things and things stick to it. And isn't life a lot like that? And love, and truth, and beauty. And when you think of it, we are all tape dispensers lying there on the table of life. So, Kevin. All right. I'll play a couple of tunes here. Maybe I'll start out with a silly one. It's called I Sent My Heart to Prison, a classic country number. It's got all the essential elements. But I guess I'm supposed to do a quick... Here we go. You made it clear that you no longer love me. But loving you is what I know the best. Even though I tell myself it's finished, my foolish heart will never let me rest. I sent my heart to prison when I fell in love with you. No matter how hard I try, I never will be free. I thought that when you left me, I would find somebody new. But I just sing the sad old song, and it's no good for me. I tried so hard to move beyond my sorrow. I started drinking wine instead of beer. My head hurts just the same, and in the morning it seems like crying time is always here. I sent my heart to prison when I fell in love with you. No matter how hard I try, I never will be free. I thought that when you left me, I'd find somebody new. But I just sing the sad old song, and it's no good for me. Mother told me, look for a companion, someone you can count on, tried and true. So I got myself a dog to care for, but all he does is howl and make me blue. I sent my heart to prison when I fell in love with you. No matter how hard I try, I never will be free. I thought that when you left me, I'd find somebody new. But I just sing the sad old song, and it's no good for me. I started driving truck to leave behind me all the heartache, the sadness, and the pain, and all my lonely travels just remind me all I've done is drive myself insane. I sent my heart to prison when I fell in love with you. No matter how hard I try, I never will be free. I thought that when you left me, I'd find somebody new. But I just sing the sad old song, and it's no good for me. Sometimes when I sing this song, it somehow sets me free. I think we covered all the bases. That's Dave Alderson. I wrote that. That's an original. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're on YouTube. We're supposed to be doing original material, brah. Come on. Supposed to. Supposed to. All right. That was fun. Thank you for that. Appreciate the enthusiastic response. Let's see. Got one more here before y'all can get out the shepherd's crook and yank me out. All right, this was for love, written all the way back around the time that we defeated the one-man, one-woman marriage amendment in Minnesota. We knocked it down. I'm used to voting yes, but this was a no vote. And we killed it, and it should stay dead. At any rate, I wrote this for a couple of friends who got immediately married after the amendment failed back in it was 2013 or 14. I think it was fall of 2013. At any rate, it's called "I Wonder," and it's the fact that love is available to all of us in so many wonderful forms. So, however you celebrate it, get your jiggy on. All right. We all agree Earth is round. Gravity keeps our feet on the ground. The sun sets and no one denies. In the morning it will rise. But questions of love swing us round and round. I say up, well then you say down. So I wonder all night long, who judges right, who judges wrong? I wonder all night long. One man's truth or another man's lies. Some hear laughter where some hear cries. Some folks take the freedom ride, while others wonder at their pride. It should come as no surprise. Love wears more than one disguise. We should wonder all night long. Where there is love, how is it wrong? We should wonder all night long. God is great, and she will abide. True love others have denied. Love grows like fruit on trees. Birds will be birds and bees are bees. There's no need to take a side or try to stem a rising tide. Let us wonder all night long. When there is love, what is wrong? Let us wonder all night long. All night long, we should wonder all night long. And thank you so much, Chris.
Dave Alderson. All right. I'm going to interrupt for a minute before we get our headlining poet up here. I'm going to read you one more. I'm not going to take a chunk tonight. I'm just going to jump in between the other guys. That's right. It's my birthday. I'll do what I please. So, a million years ago, about 1992, I was in the Hungry Mind, and I was looking through the magazine rack, and I'm like, these poetry magazines all suck. So, for once, I actually carried through with my idea to actually do something, and I started putting out a little magazine called Thin Coyote. And this is a poem that I use him as a persona from time to time as well. So this one's called Thin Coyote Looks a Little Fat These Days. Thin Coyote looks a little fat these days, like maybe life got good when he wasn't looking. Thin Coyote looks a little fat, like his diet has changed. Now there's not so many chicken coop thieveries, meals on the run, half feather in his mouth, setting aside all the good parts for the boy. Suddenly life consists of better wine than he's used to, and a comfort he's never known. Dinners are full of pancetta and kringle, and from that rich smell of the beard he grows around his grin, that's not all he's been eating. Thin Coyote looks a little fat, though I know he gets his exercise. He moved many dogs out of his way to be lucky 13 in the puppy pile. I saw him strolling through the jewelry store, holding hands with the girl who hates diamonds, admiring moonstones, and factoring erotic numbers for their fingers, then wrestling under the wolf blanket. Thin Coyote looks a little fat, like mooning for his missus might not burn too many calories. He walked all over Venice looking for his lady, but ghost walking doesn't count towards the daily 10,000 steps, though it does raise his heart rate writing poems for his person. Thin Coyote looks a little fat, but he doesn't pat his beer belly, he pats his chartreuse belly. And his workout plan, this formerly old thin racer, his workout plan consists of grabbing energetically all the happily ever after he can hold. Now for our guest poet. Widely published poet, publisher, scholar, teacher, and public artist. She's the founding editor of DoubleCross Press and Tosset, Minnesota Center for the Book Arts. Please welcome to the stage MC Hyland.
All right. There's a place for your poems, but not for your drink. It's a challenge. I think we can all rise to it, but it's a challenge. Hi. Could we just wish the birthday boys happy birthday one more time? Can I let's just cheer for them. Happy birthday. I actually don't know where Terry is. He's not in the booth back. Oh no, he is. Hi, happy birthday. I don't have any accordion jokes, but I do have a story that I got to tell earlier tonight that I think this crowd is gonna get. I was trying to explain to my friend's 12-year-old daughter that when I was growing up, we had a bunch of movies on VHS that we taped off of the TV. Right? People probably also had that. One of those was The Sound of Music. And I was thinking about it because we heard Edelweiss, beautifully played by Dan. My sister didn't know how The Sound of Music ends until she was like 35, and she was in a bar, and Sound of Music was playing on a TV, and all of a sudden she looked up and was like, since when are there Nazis in The Sound of Music? So that's my Edelweiss story. I think I'm going to read one medium long poem and one kind of long poem. If I can find the medium long one. Yeah. So Do you all know the wonderful local poets Paula Shazevsky and Haley Lachey, who started Beauty School Editions? Really beautiful local press. They published this book of mine. It's called Walks and Weathers. The poems are, a lot of them are, I took a walk with a person and then I wrote them a poem. And I'm going to read one of those walks. This is a walk that I took with my mother-in-law, Nadine Peterson, who passed away earlier this year. And she's from Hastings, and she grew up in Point Douglas, right overlooking the Mississippi River. So we went for a walk along the Mississippi. And this is a poem I wrote for her. So this is a walk for Nadine Peterson. This walk we took in Levy Park in Hastings in June of 2016. How is a river like a life? Time mostly moves one way, though maybe when you reach the river mouth, a tidal flow moves in. A novel I read as a teenager followed the last days of a woman in her 90s, mostly spent in a long-lost summer decades before. Things at the source move fast, then slow down. A few days ago, my friend said, somehow I got old, though I never noticed it happening. I don't feel any different. It's a birthday poem, I guess. This is something we all say. How strange to be someone's mother, wife, boss. You show me a photo, the front yard of your house, now the southbound lanes of a highway running parallel the river. That little girl with pigtails, blurry you. River dweller, you show me the new park with the pride of a local. We walk the labyrinth and read all the signs. We think about life as seasonal floodings. You've been preparing for your 55th class reunion, and I put it in this poem to mark time. Remember the day your class was led out to the riverfront to watch the spiral bridge fall. To stay in a place means carrying its history in this way. You say the river made you. You're a girl with pigtails balancing your way across the peanut track rails. Or you're a fertile floodplain cleaving through the country's center. You're a sky reflected in soaked cornfields seen from the highway. I wrote, a life is the floodplain, but correct myself. A life is the flood. It's plain. It's what spills over, and it's also the land, silt and minerals, reclaiming the corn and remaking the soil. I've been watching Paul Robeson and Showboat, singing Old Man River. His deep weariness and beautiful voice in which skill and something deeper vie. In that song, the river is what doesn't have to work, what just keeps rolling along, what knows and is remembered while people disappear, soon forgotten. But people also make the river. They change its shape with dams and levees. We're made and making, we roll through time, generation to generation. You get the river in your blood, and then you pass it on. Thanks. All right, I'm going to try. This is something new that I've never read out loud before, but I think the age of this crowd means that we're going to share some experiences. So I have a book coming out next year that is writing about movies, and I'm really interested in old movies and kind of I don't know, I'm really interested in the metaphor of a projector and film and the thing that light shines through and then you see things on a wall. And as I was talking to the editors about this book, they were like, yeah, but it's really weird to publish a book about the literal technology of film in 2027. That's not, even if you go to a movie theater, that's not really what you're doing anymore. So they kind of asked me to think about why I'm interested in this old technology, and I wrote this kind of poem essay about it. And it's called, I'm kind of trying to think about how technology has changed. I was born in the late 70s, so point and shoot cameras weren't common early in my childhood. Now we are in a very different world of images. But so The title of this poem comes from a book by the philosopher Roland Barthes. The book is called Camera Lucida, and it's a book about photography. And he starts out by being like, I don't really know anything about pictures. I don't own a camera. I don't know how to take them. But when my mom died, I really wanted to find a picture of her that meant something to me, that like looked like her. And so that's kind of the place that I'm starting from. So this is called I Want a History of Looking. At start or close of day, I sometimes take the bait my phone's programmed to offer under the title Memories. Albums generated by the photo app. Brooklyn 2013, that's myself at 35, thin and it now seems to me glamorous in Angora and silk. Celebrate good times, a wedding. Back in the day, a winter beach trip a decade ago. The photos, repackaged from my archives by the phone's algorithms, pull closer the past while turning my memories into flickering objects. They place me outside each moment looking in, widening the chasm between now and then. This chasm, reader, is my subject. Roland Barthes writes that the subject of any photo is death. Tied as film is, or was, the near half-century ago when he wrote Camera Lucida, to the absolute particular, that which occurred only once and was caught by light entering a dark box through a pinprick. Camera Lucida is a book of mourning. Barthes searches for an image of his beloved mother, recently dead. As I write, my husband's beloved mother is dying in her mid-century house. We look for family photo albums to pull her mind from her body's slow disintegration, to give her sons a way to be with her along different points of her timeline. As the end approaches, she gets unstuck, can't answer questions of when or where, what happened first or second, though certain stories have stuck. Sometimes stories of the photos themselves. The time one son climbed onto the high mantelpiece, the Jell-O salad shaped like a massive fish. In the last decade of her life, my mother-in-law took photos of birds, sunsets, frost on window panes, flowers, printed them on canvas. Her photos decorate her house. They decorate our house. For her, they were objects of faith. Crystallizations of God's splendor transportable across time and place so that what was beautiful from each season or from different places could coexist on a single wall in an arrested immortality. So much ephemera captured at peak bloom. By immortalizing her birds, flowers, frosts, I suppose she didn't prove Barthes wrong. What I see in old photos of myself, my friends, my husband, is what time is doing to us. I don't see time in a flower's image because I haven't learned to see the flower's life, its individual bloom and wilt and wither. When I was 21, I destroyed a photo of the man I then loved. In the photo, he sat with me at breakfast in my sunny living room. 19 years later, when he died, when his body became a thing, a box of ash, a set of records dispersed across the city, then I looked for photos I hadn't burnt or torn, back when I could not tear the hold he had on me, my hope for sympathetic magic, release from desire burning its hot halo around the thing my brain had made of him, idea more than being, what I had and lost, my youth, a story, a frame. I'd kept one image of him, caught with his eyes closed in my favorite sweater. One on the beach with friends, squinting into the sun behind where I, the photographer, stood. These and some emails were what I returned to over months, in which he was to me both a young man long vanished and an occasional stream of written words now silenced. It seemed from the online tributes that he'd only been photographed in those early years, hair long, eyes glazed, hand outstretched over a turntable at a show in some small club or college campus. What he had become in his later life, lost from the record, held only in dispersed memories. I wanted his photos when he died. Did that mean I learned only then what photographs are for? Photograph as archive, unvisited, until some emotional research project requires its calling forth. In those years, I often sat at tables in real archives, touching a poster, a typewritten page, a lock of hair, a scrawl. Walking to lunch in a strange city, I'd find myself brimming with unnameable emotion brought on by these objects, these pieces of the lives of people long gone or aged and famous out of my reach. But my hand had touched them, touched the trace they left behind. I'd think of Bart, again, looking at a photograph of Napoleon's brother Jerome. He wrote, "I am looking at eyes that looked at the emperor," while my hand touched soft blue papers blotted with handmade ink, touched typescripts covered in pencil corrections. As I age, I wish less to be an image, even as I depend on images for survival. PET and CT scans making arcane photos of a fractured bone or of the cancer in my husband's gut. Wars, protests, government murders that send us into the streets, all fed first into phone cameras, then through the air into the pocket screen I carry, that feeds me also a friend's travel, another's baby daughter asleep on her chest, a poetry reading in the city where I once lived. This daily drip of photos, videos, performances of intimacy, of knowing, of suffering's refusal for audiences either intimate or unknown. Each snatched moment lost and immortalized in the endless flow, fed to me, to you, sometimes by people we love, but more often by programs that track our looking and guess what we'd like to see next. I watch a genocide, so they show me more genocide, while others are shown instead what? A stream of images invisible to me, some other crises or comforts, other products. This witnessing is both photography's power and its liability. The images don't speak for themselves, embedded in a mesh of networks, frameworks, ideologies. Like poetry, a photo makes nothing happen, not the end of this war or any other. Even photos from the My Lai massacre in newspapers and on TV news failed to stop the US war on Vietnam, which dragged into the following decade. If the photo's subject is death, what of the powerlessness of photos of the dead? 19th century children seeming to nap in little coffins, their single time in front of a lens, propped up against a wall, flowers tucked in around their shoulders, their tiny folded hands. Photo as revelation of otherwise hidden truths, photo as grief talisman, producer of political rage, of sorrow, signs of acts that will not be admitted by their perpetrators, even in the face of this visible evidence. Like Bart, I want a history of looking, a way to see my own looking within the larger stream. Before photos, paintings, the bright line of horizon and 18th century landscapes, drawing the eye to the farthest distance, leading it back in bands of alternate dark and light. Landscape, a type of painting before we used the word to describe the world. Life, perception, following art. Or the portrait. In Hamlet, two portraits show what can't be denied about the dead king and his brother. In Pride and Prejudice, Elizabeth falls in love with a portrait of Darcy, not his physical presence. Here in the history of looking, a picture speaks for itself, but this is, of course, a literary lie. Each image, even now, even before AI made us count fingers or look for the angle of light, each image open to misconstrual, needing our narration to mean. I fell in love with pre-war films for how they showed women learning to be looked at, not yet visual objects in their own minds. Girl on a swing, now long dead, mugging for the camera as though for the first time, entirely innocent of my eyes on her face a century later, innocent of these small backlit screens in our pockets, on our desks. I want to know more than the modes of performance for the camera always nearby, not because I believe this girl's innocence is moral, but because it's vanished. A feeling of a bygone century, a bygone gender, a woman mostly unphotographed, who does not know how to prepare her face for the camera, to instantaneously, this is Bart again, make another body for herself, to transform herself in advance into an image. When my mother-in-law goes, they've already chosen photos for her service. Pictures with anyone who might come, letting them see themselves with her as she was in life. Do these photos show life or death? Her coworker's face shining as she stops at a photo of herself, her now dead husband, her now dead friend, her face, her being, transported elsewhere in space and time. Whew, that was kind of a bummer. Sorry, guys. Thanks for listening.
All right, MC Hyland, thank you. Thanks for being here. All right, I'm going to read you one more before our next poet. This one's called Procreation Myth. So much you don't know when you're a little kid. So much you forget. I combine these two mistakes. I ask my father a question, and I ask my father that question. Dad, where do babies come from? His eyes tear themselves glacially from the TV, lips tight beneath his cop stash. I'll tell you when you're old enough, he says, as usual. Then the hand that dismisses me with a wave settles back to its can of beer. The next day, I'm helping carry in groceries, cigarettes, and a 12-pack of Oli from the Shamrock Inn drive-thru, when a fat mouse runs waddlingly across our concrete steps, seeking the safety of the bushes. My father stomps her with his tan leather work boot, and she explodes, erupting a bloody spray of tiny pink babies across our porch. He turns to me, disgusted not by his mess, but by my scream. Weak. He speaks clearly through his sneer as the hand waves again. I guess you're old enough now. Happy birthday to me. I have a very short introduction for our next guest. He is a bad motherfucker. Terry Foles.
I told Chris to say that. He was looking for introductions, and if he didn't give that, there was going to be hell to pay. So. Thank you, Scott. You know, it's not every day a guy turns 40. Hey, don't be laughing at that. Well, add a few years, like 25. So, yes. Yeah. Good job, Dan Turpening. Sounded great. And MC, I don't know if I've heard her before, maybe, but. So I've got a few poems here, some new, some old. This one is a couple of weeks old, so that would fall into the new category. The stink of blood-boiled blankets, appointments unmet, and no sleep poetry. Cool lemon Paul, exercises, melody and resistance, smoke and pollen, and bone on bone. Church bells ring, blood river blood analysis going cold. Government ladies book library workshops as the fat gray feline attacks the window. My poems aren't necessarily linear, so sometimes the ending is sort of guesswork, but you came in right when you were supposed to, and that was great. So, This one's fairly new, also a couple of months. A picture is worth 1,000 cadavers. A word is worth what it's worth. Don't tell Wordsworth. He's dead in a cave. Summer is mud and sweat and piss and beer, councilmen and orange cones and bloody cadavers and poems and words and things without eyes or faces. Go jump in the river and get yourself cool. Ice cream later. You have stage 4 cancer, says the doctor. Though he's no medical doctor, his degree is in geometry. I can schedule the operation for next Tuesday. Tuesday? The Foo Fighters are playing Tuesday. Can't you just laser it out? They did that on Star Trek. Here, I'll cut my left hand off. He takes out a cleaver that he keeps in his coat pocket and cuts off his left hand. Put the cancer in there. No, that won't do, says Geometry Man. Just then, spooky monsters come in through the window where there had only been a framed Bierstadt before. One is an Regis Philbin mask. One has a lizard face. And 2 have no face. The sky pours rain. Still hot, steam rises from the pavement. Let's have cake. Okay, this one's from 2015. No, this one's abnormal. I'll read it. If I had my druthers, I'd like to meet Scatman Crothers, or go hear the mothers. But I don't know how to finish this poem, so I think I'll just go home. You want to share with the class? No. Okay. I probably don't want to know. I'll have to send you to the principal's office. God equals physics. God equals physics. God equals love plus architecture. Amoebas and loan sharks. World without end, points on a circle. Paint is rhythm without sound. God is plutonium. Love is a life-size comic strip. Music is electricity and math. God sings and regurgitates and follows through. Like the sky, a miracle of reason. I think I can probably do one more. This is an oldie. It goes back to 2015. He saw me reading Catcher in the Rye on my afternoon coffee break. So, he asked, do you drink your own urine like Salinger did? Only on Tuesdays, I replied. I then looked out the window to see if it had stopped raining. It had, in fact. But the sky was still muddy purple. Tonight I'll think I'll try the spaghetti at Delano's. I've only had their burgers. I said, fuck the pizza. You know what? I lied. I'm going to do one more. I mean, most of my stuff is short, so... No, I'm just going to do one more. I don't want to be a... Just because it's your birthday. Yeah. Because it's my birthday, I'll do one more. So this is a dialogue. It's between a person named Joe, fictional, and a parson. Like a parson is sort of like a I don't know, a priest or a minister, something like that. But anyway, it's in 5 parts. 1. Joe, what makes a person a person? Parson. Every person is a person. All parsons are persons, but not all persons are parsons. Joe, now you're parsing. Parson, pursing his lips. Shut the hell up. 2. The sky became dark and cloudy, and lunch was held inside. 3. Status update, unchanged. Ted Giesel weighs in. A person's a person no matter how small. Small, tall. Eggs and flowers can be people too. Giraffes, coyotes. 4. A rainbow in a movie. Dead raccoon by a tree. A guy passing out chocolates. Is that Christopher Knight? 5. Joe. The movie was okay, but the potato salad was bad. Parson. Shut the hell up. Thank you for clapping. I'm going to attempt leaving the stage now without breaking my neck.
Terry Foles, bad motherfucker. So Irene's not the only one with a new chapbook. I put one out. My son just graduated from high school, so for his party, I put a book together of things that I'd written for him since he was born. So my son's Pharaoh. A lot of you know him. The book is In Pharaoh's Army. I'm going to read one from that. This is one of my superhero poems, one of my Batman poems. It's kind of long, so if you get bored, you can listen to the accordion music instead.
Okay, the Superman poem.
Batman poem.
Batman.
The masked man, alone in his cave, looks at the clock and sighs. All those lonely nights spent in vigil above his city, perched on some cornice stone, cape wrapped tight against the cold, only the gargoyles to keep him company. But who knew the hours could ever be so long as waiting for school to get out? The vigilante glances at his ruined possessions, the tattered toys of his bachelor days brought to domestic ruin. He built himself one of the most powerful computers in existence, wrote his own programs to patch together Wayne Tech, black market Martian components, and some pieces he'd ripped off of Brainiac's head. Plus, he's one of the most skilled chemists in the world, but damned if he can concoct a compound that will clean all the crayon off the bat screen. He has a $50 million crime-fighting car, a vehicle with light refracting, radar invisible paint job that can withstand a direct hit from a rocket launcher without a dent, but somehow has a utility belt of scratches girdling its circumference, exactly shoulder high to a fork-wielding 3-year-old. He'd gunned the car out of the cave last week, stealth mode engaged, ready to sneak up on Two-Face and scare him out of his scar tissue. But there had been this terrible and ceaseless noise, grinding metal like someone had dropped Daddy's Batarang into the blender again. It only stopped when he'd pulled over. He needed the butler to come get him in the $50 million crime-fighting tow truck. After an extensive, and ultimately fruitless diagnostic failed to reveal the source of the racket, They had pulled off the hubcaps to find them stuffed full of small rocks and stale Cheerios. "Shall I dust them for fingerprints, sir?" said the butler, one eyebrow curved archly. The masked man thinks of his baby mama, as the criminal element would say, and wonders for the billionth time how that happened. I mean, he could have had babies with Ra's al Ghul's foxy daughter Talia, Jezebel Jet, Batgirl, Catwoman. Not Batwoman, of course. That grappling hook doesn't swing his way. A parade of the beautiful, talented, and exotic. But the undermedicated unicorn of Dallas? Gee, that didn't work out. Knock, knock, world's greatest detective. All the misery of that woman, the embarrassment, the lawyers. He, stalker of the dark night, dragged into 8 a.m. family court to endure the stink eyes of the unicorn and her circus troupe. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it. He thinks of the times just sitting on the bat sofa with his little boy, laughing together about nothing. How he never gets to be like that with anybody. He pictures his boy as a lotus rising from a swamp. A beautiful, unexpected lotus, and a crappy, mentally ill, hysterical swamp that shrieks at him constantly during text messages. A swamp that drinks up his child support and refers to him in online chat rooms as a delusional, narcissistic bat asshole. But the masked man abides. He endures, and he writes the checks. Well, he has one of his army of accountants writes the checks. He counts down the days while he liver punches psychopaths and waits for his half of the custodial week to come around. He tries to manage the overlap, but there's only so much a Superman can do. He was lecturing Plastic Man via satellite hookup on the need to act with some dignity, have a little gravitas for a change, when a little voice, this in front of the Justice League and the United Nations, mind you, a little voice yelled off screen from the vicinity of the Batcave toilet, "Daddy, come wipe my butt." Now, Boutros Ghali and the Man of Steel are both skilled diplomats. But Superman can shove the Earth out of orbit with one hand. When he has to clamp them both over his mouth to stifle his laughter, you notice. But the masked man didn't actually get angry until Green Arrow. And doesn't that commie always have something obnoxious to say? Chortled something about your little sidekick. The masked man has had sidekicks. He's got sidekicks. But this is different. This is his little boy. And he doesn't like someone, especially a socialist, making light of it. The detective has studied Bagua, Gaido Jutsu, every martial art under the moon, can out-wrestle Killer Croc, and learned escape artistry from Mr. Miracle. But his son's tiny hand, outstretched in sleep, can keep him pinned in place for hours. The masked man looks at the clock again, 1 minute since he looked last, and wonders how long preschool can possibly be. He picks up the photograph on his desk, a Halloween snapshot of his boy dressed as Spider-Man. He looks at the smiling face, the blue eyes shining out through the crooked mask. He thinks of the epic journey this boy took to travel to life, the quantum leap he made the first time he saw a bird and said, "Bird." Sidekick? The masked man's had sidekicks. He's got sidekicks. Girls, boys, dogs, ninjas. But this is different. This is special. The detective remembers the shaking of his son's little legs when the boy first let go of the furniture and took a step towards his father, brave and alone. Sidekick, nothing. Superheroes need their heroes too. Thank you. So much better with the accordion. Our next reader invented the word sassy and the attitude. Lynn Gray, Gray. Here he comes.
City. Okay. Going outside of the city. I'll try.
I'll let you start off.
Huh?
I'll let you start off.
You start off.
Want me to start?
City. Yeah, you start. I don't quite know what to play.
Okay.
Yeah, you start.
Thank you for your indulgence. This is called Dilemma or Enigma. All along the bordered walls of fences with lilacs and trash. No time to smell the flowers. I'm headed out this rush city. Saddleback full of knots. I kid you not. No exit out this sinless city. They make a dump ground there to last. No one knows how it started or who invented fashion. Jazz police, they're part of the jag. Regrets, a two-way bridge. And Bible stories, a blister on the brain. And I think really from in the beginning, it all really started with spoons versus knives. And I just lament burning tar and hot cement. True life got a needy feeling. And I'm just kicking the can down the road. From true life, it's got a needy feeling. Can you take a look at the story told? A sparrow with a broken wing in North Dakota, and a monarch butterfly lives to die in old Mexico. Hey, no one knows how it started. And city newspapers that feature the comics, weather, and sports become a handy foil for lining the trash. Tin cans to raw foods, from Kansas beef to murder meat. No one knows how it started. And I'm still headed out this rush city with knobby knees and desperate times. And a letter sent to the editor. Should I confront a thief and bark like a dog? Dilemma or enigma? Hey, no one knows how it started.
All right, that was Lynn Gray. Let's see. Oh, I'll read this one. I was going to read this for the 4th of July. This one's dedicated to the Statue of Liberty. Wish list. She dips her left fingers into the font of holy water because her right arm is in a cast. She folds herself awkwardly around the bruises and tears to kneel. She prays that 1, God, in his infinite mercy, will take this son of a bitch soon, and 2, he'll hold off on that eternal resurrection for a while. She's had about all she can take. Our next reader wrote the New York Times bestseller, The Non-Monogamous Agronomist. Crossbreeding for real in a complex society, and multi-talented, has a new album coming out called How to Make Birds Feel Bad About Themselves. She can do it all. The triple threat, Patty Peterson.
Thank you. That's hard to live up to. It is such a beautiful night out there and such a beautiful night in here. It's just can't beat it. This story is called Ziwatneo. Last night, I went for a swim. The ocean was calm, water warm, lights from the shore reflected on the surface in shivering streams. Suddenly, the electricity went out and all went dark. The ocean most of all. A crescent moon created silhouettes of palm trees and palapas, hot clouds rising, divine and mysterious. I swam and swam in all that beauty. When I returned to the hotel, the electricity was back on, but I couldn't find the keys to the travel padlocks on my luggage. I must have dropped them in the sand. By then, of course, most everything was closed. But I found one tienda by the fishing pier open, about to close. How do you say hacksaw in Spanish? The young man understood, lent me the saw, told me I could return it mañana. I went back to the hotel smiling so much my cheeks hurt. Thank you.
All right, that was fast turnaround. Patty Peterson. Thank you. All right, I'll read you a coffee poem. This is called One Pot a Week. My Sunday morning routine is lush with 3 treats: a quiet house, the New York Times crossword, and hot coffee, richly outfitted, ornate. Fat Tuesday encompassed in chipped ceramic, plump and comparisoned with honey and cream. Maybe a shot of something? How would traveling Bacchus take his coffee? Sitting at a cafe table under a red umbrella next to the cold morning beach in Novi Vinodolski, sipping and warming as he looks out over the Adriatic. I'll take mine like that. I won't drink from a Calvinist cup. I don't want joyless percolations, unadorned caffeine to shove the body towards the day's labor, the cowboy's utilitarian jolt. You have tasted that bitterness too. I know you have, because you are alive. Take the sips of sweetness where you can. All right, next up. I'm running out of introductions. Our next reader hails from the Improper Mayhem School of Writing, and judging by the length of the rap sheet, is enjoying some success. Please welcome Grace to the stage.
Mayhem is exactly what I did. But, a little less mayhem, a little more wisdom this time around. These type of things. You know me. I just been doing a lot in life, and we're almost through it all. The campaign. Oh, the primaries are coming up. Just remember, vote early, vote often, vote Kobe. But yeah, I want to share my reflections. I've been having to make speeches, all these different things, and I finally get to say some stuff for myself. So I'm gonna give some previews, some sharing of that. Oh, kind of my end of the year reflections. But so I have been doing black tar politics for too long, and I am looking forward to getting back to smoking grassroots with my friends. Woo! It can be easy to lose yourself to a cause, to be doing genuine and great work, real good, and still hurt those around you, not by your actions made, but by withholding all those incredible energies and inspirations from those closest to us, and always giving it to the cause. A friend's advice was, don't lose connection to your community. Survival, joy, and endlessly so, politics. To never again suffer the exploits of status quo. To hold to values uncompromised by insidious forces that only ask we bend and break. Our blood is shed every time we bite our tongues. What folly to wait for little more than a smile and public signaling for support. When one finds their voice, there is strength. When communities share their voices, there is power. Real power looks like love. Love for each other, love of the land, the water, and every blessed lake and river. Breathing cold and peppered smoke, the forests scream, our neighbors jailed and disappeared. Every move geolocated, and spending habits will be used in a court of law against us. Survival, joy, and politics. to never again suffer accepting the inevitability of our abusers, to be told now is not a good time for dying faggots to ask for a day to dance in the sunlight too. Survival, joy, and politics, and politics, and politics. To never again suffer the egos of sellout pragmatists. When our values do not bend, we might not be able to save our burning planet, but I know we can at least try to save Minnesota.
All right, our sister Grace. Thank you. No, my dissertation for graduate school was called Saint Frankenstein. I'm going to read you one of those poems. It's been a while. This one's from the point of view of all the pieces that didn't make it into the monster. This is called Frankenstein's Rapture. So much worse than the limbo of the molder is this hell of rejection. You scalpeled us, but we didn't make the cut. You held us up for appraisal, and a promise of life hung before us. Then you dumped us back into our graves, specimen jars, abattoir heaps. We were left behind like hair lips at the orphanage, watching our better-formed siblings embraced away to new homes. Are we not parts of people too? When you cut us, Frankenstein, did we not bleed? Shallow man, you came to our deep graves, gave us a whiff of resurrection, then only took the pretty boys away. Sinewy arms and taut skin, does personality count for nothing anymore? No, you take the workhorse heart and the broad thigh, forget the rest of us, slightly imperfect, merely human. Never mind the asthmatic lungs, that wheeze C-sharp, pitch perfect. The crossed eyes of iridescent blue. Is there no room for art in your atom? Almost foster father, almost messiah. That hand you rejected could tap out code, provide music for you to tango by. That foot you discarded knows a million bar jokes well told. Not that you noticed his better qualities. It was just Igor, a bunion. Throw it back in the barrel. We must only have perfection, my hunchbacked assistant. Frankenstein, you're an asshole. And you reburied a dozen better specimens of same after sniffing like a wine snob and pronouncing them irregular. Only the finest cornhole for your Superman? Never mind the individuality, the craftsmanship, the joie de vivre of this crowd of hopefuls, puckered with the possibility you teased them with. God damn you, Devil Frankenstein. Who else could stoke the fires of our hell so hot but one who offered hope? You've eyes that discern the secrets of life, yet see nothing beyond the surface. So look, we don't need your charity, your resurrection. We'll figure out our own. The heat of decay breeds many things, as does the sting of rejection. Here, they'll breed an insurrection. Herr Doctor, here, they've bred a brotherhood. We lived next door to where deliverance came. Our house remained untouched. Before the invention of online pornography, people had to sit around a campfire in the caveman days, and there would be one caveman everybody would look to tell them a story. Here comes that caveman, Scott Vetch.
There he is. We don't know what we're gonna do yet, but I was working on it. We had grass. We were weaving grass together. We were blowing through it. Well, we had water too. We had water. Yeah, we had rhythm. We had rhythm. That's how poetry started. It was rhythm. Yeah. Yeah. So how would I start?
What's it about?
Well, it's about a guy that he's the caretaker of a trailer park. So you do what you want. This is called The Return of the King. This is royal. Isn't that like a chicken song? At the Chosen Valley Mobile Home Park, everyone was sliding into the bunghole of memory. It's easy to come down. It's hard to get back up. No one in these parts could even work a trowel anymore. Mostly, they took drugs in the dark, huffing towards serenity. Wayne was a dollar store Nazi, slouched in suspenders and t-shirt, masquerading as everyone's favorite day-drinking Santa. Penny was his lumberyard Venus, his belle of the carpenter's ball. Wayne bragged about her loose caboose. But if their relationship ever went prime time, she was gonna call it losing ass. Wayne was the caretaker at Chosen Valley. He liked his streets at a slant with a tang of manure in the air. He was the lord of the highway, prince of the interstate, determined to let weed reign. Where I grew up, they called me lazy, he pouted, but I still hate your lawn. Truth was a hostile force in the fat lands. Life began with fear-based decisions, and it wobbled south. They're a bunch of dog fuckers, Wayne said. He always said that. His fourth grade teacher gave him a B- on his multiplication tables, and now he's a procrastinator who mostly thinks with his dink, which was good enough for him. This is the story of a broken thing they loved, a scrap of woods or a polluted river. They knew just enough history to reclaim their ancestral trails and demand coffee refills, spackling their insides with shed spread and Hawaiian bread sliders. The arc of their lives was told in t-shirts, especially the holy ones. Holy ones were Wayne's specialty. He has squirrels in his soffits, and Penny stays busy combing her kitty. It couldn't get any worse, laying on the floor with a cat on a Saturday night, listening to the raccoons nest in her ceilings. I scrapped out enough copper to buy you a drink, darling, Wayne shouted through the screen door. The radio says there's free hot dogs Tuesday between 2 and 4 at Rick's Hometown Tire. Very kind of you, thank you. We could do one more. What would this one be? It's about a woman who's being taken advantage of a shaman, some kind of a suburban shaman.
Okay, I'll play you like classical song.
Okay, we'll try. Okay, one more. Just one more. I don't believe in making anyone suffer. This is a classical rendition. This is called Nola Surfs the Web While Her Children Visit Their Father. She punches her natal lines into the Earth's quadrants, sends search engines sniffing along latitude and longitude toward a point her astrology might intersect the planet's cartography. There were places to buy homes or conceive children, but no place for love or sleep. Thursday at the chiropractor, a man in the waiting room is sure he knows her. He wonders if they met at a powwow. Saturday, she attended a warrior graduation ceremony held in a hotel conference room. She joined an audience seated on rows of folding chairs to witness her boyfriend's rite of passage, celebrating his desire to become a man, to inhabit his heart, and to honor his commitments. The seminar shaman asked if she was married to this man, who waved his hands in horror at the idea of matrimony, like Dracula surprised by a crucifix. Yes. Many people enjoy the idea of the Sundance. or the scourge. Fewer desire hooks tearing flesh. Sunday afternoons meander like a creek through bottomland. Landmarks are few. One could stumble its length for life. The shaman cautioned her. Any wound to the wrist symbolized a denial of pleasure. She winced at how thoroughly he wrung his hands for her. That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
My favorite caveman, my new favorite accordionist. I think it helps if you're familiar with Cyrano de Bergerac to know this next one, but maybe you don't have to. This is called Bergerac at the Changing Table. The old soldier unfastens a filthy diaper, extravagantly beshitted by the laughing baby on the table. He has a preponderance of nose, this old campaigner. All of it inhales the stink. Mon Dieu, he thinks, or rather, mon doo-doo. He cleans the baby with an eye for detail he once applied to his fencing, the swordplay that carried him through wars and brawls and magnificent rhyming duels. He spilled cataracts of blood in his time, ran living men screaming through with steel. Now he can't imagine anything more frightening than poking this innocent white creature with the diaper pin. If his cadets could see him now, he thinks, the hunger-thin hero of the siege of Arras, grown paunchy. He has loosened his belt with his Gascon pride, and on Sunday, on every Sunday, he will clap his hands now and say, "We go forth, my ducklings," and lead the proudest parade of his life. Roxanne will take his arm, and the children will take their free hands, his small boy and his tiny girl. They will march to Ragueneau's new bakery for something sweet. The children will rush to their Uncle Rags, who will scoop them up in happy arms, take them to pick out tartlets and cakes and eclairs to comprise the day's feast. Cyrano will have a few moments alone with her. They'll sit together close and laugh, talk about the old times, the old acts they put on, how the pair of them almost didn't happen. But the bravest man in Europe found a new way to be brave, and now here they are. He can't believe he's been so lucky. Then he looks up and thinks, even luckier than that, because here come the babies, pursued by Ragueneau, waddling and puffing like Falstaff, the boy slathered in a cavalry officer's salt and pepper beard of custard and blueberry jam, the little one covered nearly head to toe in powdered sugar. A sweet and gritty ghost whose one discernible feature, a joyful maw designed for shoving more cake in. Cake, he thinks. We are such recent friends, but already old enemies, and pats the snowdrift of his belly. He secures the clean diaper on the baby with a careful flourish, lifts his child in his arms, and breathes in the wonderful smell. Yes, I've grown fat, he thinks, but I've grown fat and happy. And one of those things means nothing, and the other might be the only one that matters. All right, it takes a lot of guts to get up here when you don't already know everybody out in the audience. Carrie's been showing up very regularly and braving it, so please clap for Carrie. Here she comes.
Okay. We spend the day like a gift, waiting to be taken by those who wish us harm for wanting good. Who knows when? We know how. We trade stories like soldiers of pain we endured, exchanging skin stretched to show scars, mostly to convince ourselves we can take what's coming. We are comfortable in pain, recast it actually into a trophy. As you let me win at Thumb and we prepare for book club. Bowl of frame, maybe? Nah. I haven't eaten since you forced me yesterday. My body has more bourbon than water in it. You suggest I take some heat of that. I suggest you mind your business. I'm fine. I can withstand pain. All right. What if I need you? The us of us, the solar flare, ignited when the rhythm of your existence set the pace of the rhythm of my existence. Like the ocean of blood running through you heard the waves crashing in the ocean and me. What if the ecosystem of the sacred, existing in between the atomic energy of each one of the particles of matter that make you you and make me me, have split and divided, so that I left with some of you and you left with some of me, that now it's hard to tell the difference between the ingredients? What if the gravity of the mass of each atom, still seeking its former click, doesn't know that space or time or corporeal boundaries stand in the wake of its pull? What if this epitome of suicidal empathy, this incision, this tearing, of an earthly goddess at war with her dignity, entering Leo, craving sun, orbiting the moon, this excruciating and delicious cleaving of me wasn't so easy to ignore? All right, I got one more. We tried to watch a movie, but I got lost, staring at you, laid bare on the countertop, and forgot what we said we would do. Before the last twist and turn of conversation twisted me, turned me, took me into a dance, balanced on each of your feet. Before your fingertips found their way into the creases of my forehead that I didn't realize have been waiting for your fingertips. Before the glint and the green of your eyes smiled into the green of mine. What were we saying? What were we supposed to do? While we try to remember, shall we trade poetry and secrets and sunsets and scabs before it's time to say goodbye? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Carrie. It's almost midnight. We have one more reader. I'm going to read you one in between. I have another Frankenstein poem for you. This one's called The Gospel According to St. Frankenstein. My father's occupation was grave robber, man of science, cutter of dead men, sommelier of the gibbet. Mine a most masculine of births, Erlenmeyer flask, spear of lightning, the needle that sewed me, the thrusting phallus of my maker's intellect. 3 wise men clustered around my birth slab, must and aging godfathers, Agrippa, Paracelsus, Albertus Magnus. For a mother, I had only the vaginal earth, and she spit me out. My Damascus road, that classroom floor where one brain-filled jar slipped, shattered, and was replaced. The instant of conversion, a crime filled with sharp edges. Lives were lost to my lack of self-knowledge. So I became an anchorite of deep wood and crumbling castle, meditated on chemical galvanism, electrobiology, the sound a heart makes when its humor is rage. I learned the slow nirvana of the ice fields, my soul drawn by dog sled to the magnetic pole. I saw the weave there, magnetism and electricity and heartbeat all the same. I am made of other people. I am nailed to a cross made of other people. But I dipped back with these murderers' hands into the dark, into the beginning, and I say to you, little sleeper, come forth. I will teach you to roll your own stone away. All right, wrapping us up for the night. A total mystery. His name is Deacon Dimples.
I really appreciate all the high effort that went into that introduction there. Hi, Deacon Dimples. First time here. Had some friends tell me about this place a few weeks ago, and intended to come here tonight just to check things out, feel out the vibe, see if there's something I want to do. But unfortunately, my friends also know that my greatest weakness is peer pressure, so here I am right now. Yeah, a little bit of that too. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so here is a protest from a juice head winging it straight up from the gutter to the feeders and the leaders and high officers of power, like a pigeon from the neon whose wings and legs are twisted but can soar just like an eagle when it's got the right motivation. Yeah, I know from self-destruction, it's a matter of relationship. A private place to head for when you've run out of ideas. Not a hole to drag the world into, but you're losing that perspective. And I hear you got yourself a system that kills people and leaves only data centers. Is that your best idea? A planet full of data centers? Yeah, I know from self-destruction, and each and every time it's lonely. And don't con me with the sunrise or the flowers of the field. It's the mafia and the streetcar and the rattle of a taxi. But I want to go on living till I feel like dying. Yeah, I know from self-destruction, it's a matter of relationship. It's the bottom of the bottle, and it don't feel any better if you take the whole world with you. But you're losing that perspective as they point the cameras at you. It don't feel any better if you leave behind a wasteland, and spreading global twilight will never make you godlike. I know from self-destruction, it's a very private matter. So if you want to make an exit, you better take up drinking or go and join the junkies, because I ain't going with you to bolster up your grandeur and feed your sense of power. I like the life I'm living, even if it's in the gutter, even if it's by the hour. And this city don't take no prisoners. I'll choose my time of dying. Let no man choose it for me. Because I know from self-destruction. Yeah, I know from self-destruction. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, after that little rant there, I do have to inform you that I am sponsored by this next one here, and I am legally obligated to give this product a plug. So, sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. New from DoubleCross Industries, presenting uncongealing flavor pods. Yes, uncongealing flavor pods. The future is here. The future is now. Wake up. It's tomorrow. With uncongealing flavor pods. Feel the congeal. Our flavor pods uncongeal. Unlike our competitors whose congeal through and through. Uncongealing flavor pods. Unleash the flavor in uncongealed form. Uncongealed flavor pods. It starts congealed and then it uncongeals. Uncongealing flavor pods. Uncongealment guaranteed or your money back. Our secret, our patented decoagulation technique. It starts coagulated and then we D it. We add the D, allowing the uncoagulation process to begin. Uncongealing flavor pods. Congeal yourself. Uncongealing flavor pods. Don't forget the D. Uncongealing flavor pods. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend uncongealing flavor pods as a healthy alternative to your breakfast, lunch, and or dinner. Uncongealing flavor pods. The 10th doctor was never heard from again. Uncongealing flavor pods. In 1976, DoubleCross Industries was contacted by the CIA to develop body doubles for celebrities and politicians at risk of assassination. Uncongealing flavor pods. The prototypes had a 94% congealment rate, and the rest managed to escape captivity. Uncongealing flavor pods. DoubleCross Industries set up a hotline to report sightings of people resembling uncongealing flavor pods. I wouldn't call that number if I were you, though. You never know. You might be an uncongealing flavor pod. It's a new reality. Uncongealing flavor pods. Can you believe it? Uncongealing flavor pods. Believe it! Uncongealing flavor pods. We're having a bogus sale on uncongealing flavor pods. Taste the flavor. Uncongealing flavor pods. The flavor of uncongealed pods. Uncongealing flavor pods. Listen to them pop. Listen to them pop. Listen to them pop. Uncongealing flavor pods. Listen to them pop. At DoubleCross Industries, we believe in a quality product. With uncongealing flavor pods, we guarantee you've never experienced a flavor pod like this. Uncongealing flavor pods. The flavor is real. The flavor is real. The flavor is real, man. Uncongealing flavor pods. It's new and improved. Thank you for putting up with that. It's, I got to get paid, make that cheddar. All right, I got one more for you. Just, give me a sec here. So, where do you go when you've somewhere to run? The time isn't right and there's things to be done. You've trapped yourself halfway up, you don't want to go back. So you keep going on, compromising the lack. And you see the green fields as you travel on by, and you look to those things that you'd forgotten to try. And you wish that you were young, and you wish you were old, for the song's always sung and the story's been told. And you thought you were different, but what did that mean? For you tricked yourself trying, life's still unseen. As it is, as it was, as it always will be, will you find out all it meant to be free? See, it never was easy to live with a head. So I kept to the back room and I lived there instead. What comes through the front room is only for friends. I have a bay window. That's where it ends. And it's here I see my pictures. My madness is clear. And there's no logic and therefore no fear. I'm almost dead now, with with uncontrollable light. Sometimes, when I've written a song, it's all right.
All right, Deacon Dimples. And we're at the point, we are wrapping up the Birthday Bosso here. I've got one more for you. If you need another drink, grab it now. I'm gonna close it out with one more from In Pharaoh's Army. This is the poem that opens the book. This one's called King and Cot Queen. Cot Queen, I only saw it one time. It was in a Shakespeare play. It was meant as an insult. It was directed at somebody. I think it's supposed to be a man who's doing women's work traditionally. So it's Shakespearean. It's about me. It's insulting. King and Cot Queen. I'm sewing up tears in my boxing gear. A needle, black thread, and bachelor stitches. I'm cross-legged on the bathroom floor while Pharaoh splashes in the tub beside me, a pink and laughing treasure 2 years long. I ran his bath, introduced Mr. Bubble, undressed Pharaoh's happy body. Now I wash his hair, speak quietly through the screaming, scrub his calmer face with a tiny blue washcloth. I clean the soil of the day from him, then stitch torn lining in a 16-ounce sparring glove while he plays with foamy letters. When I'm finished with this, I need to sew a button on his little striped pants, then a patch on the knee of his holy dungarees. I set down my boxing glove with its Frankenstein stitches and try to stop the baby from drinking his bathwater. Thank you, comrades. We will see you next month. Please come back. We'll have a September Bosso. Thank you for being here.
I pray you can like it. I'm gonna buy me